Good morning students, this is Anjali Yadav. Today we are going to study about a new poem, Dear March, Come In, written by Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson was an American poet. She lived most of her life in isolation in Amherst, Massachusetts, in her family home. And she was a prolific writer also. Prolific, it means producing a lot of writing material. She has written a lot of poems with nearly 1800 poems to her credit. However, very few of her poems were published during her lifetime. Dear March, Come In is one of the most famous poems of all these poems. Some another poems she has written: Success in Counted Sweetest, Hope, A Bird Came Down the Walk. These are the some example of poems which one she has written. Students, now I will tell you some important things regarding Emily Dickinson. Actually, Emily Dickinson was born into a prominent family, and most of her life for being shy and socially awkward, Emily slowly started secluding from society. Secluding means keep away from society, means वो अपने आप को सोसाइटी से थोड़ा सा दूर ही रखती थी. Dickinson lived on her own terms. It means कि जो एमिली डिकिंसन थी उनका नेचर बहुत शाय था और वो थोड़ा सा सोसाइटी से दूर रहती थी और अपनी लाइफ अपने शर्तों पर ही जीती थी. सो दिस वाज द क्वालिटी ऑफ द एमिली डिकिंसन. डियर मार्च कम इन, a poem by Emily, is about Emily's love for the season of March and joy it brought to her. She personifies March as if he were a friend. The meaning of personify, which one we have already studied in the 6th standard. Personify means मानवीयकरण करना, means March as a March. जहाँ पे जो पोएट है वो मार्च को कैसे दिखा रही है? एज अ फ्रेंड. मार्च मीन्स डियर मार्च मीन्स मार्च. शी इज जस्ट टेलिंग द नेम मार्च. मार्च इज नॉट द नेम ऑफ एनीवन, बट वो मार्च के मंथ को कंपेयर कर रही है अपने फ्रेंड के साथ. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड द पर्सोनिफिकेशन, मीन्स मानवीयकरण, किसी वस्तु से उसका कंपेयर कर देना. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड द पर्सोनिफिकेशन. And Emily's friend name was Charles Wordsworth. So March is most likely Charles Wordsworth. By personifying the month of March, and Emily is able to hide her relationship. है ना, she don't want to tell anyone about her relationship. So she is able to hide her relationship. That's why she knows that it is wrong, but she is able to relate her love of March to Wordsworth. So that's why she is taking the name of Wordsworth, who is known to be the great love of Emily's life. Now we will start reading the poem. Dear March, come in. How glad I am. I looked for you before. Put down your hat. You must have walked. How out of breath you are. Dear March, how are you? And the rest. Did you leave nature well? Oh March, come right upstairs with me. I have so much to tell. In the first stanza is about how happy Emily is when she is finally united with March. March is out of breath from being away for a year, and in this first stanza, Emily is extremely excited and happy to be with her love March. So that's why she is telling to the March, how glad I am. I am so much happy. I looked for you before. Put down your hat. And after a long time I have seen you. You must have walked. How out of breath you are. Just I have taken the breath like this I am feeling right now. Dear March, how are you? Dear March, how are you? And the rest. Did you leave nature well? Oh March, come right upstairs with me. Dear March, March, come along with me. And I have so much to tell. So, in this stanza, she is describing the extremely happiness, excitement with her love, March. So, in this stanza, you can understand this thing. So, Emily is describing her emotions with the help of this stanza. Now I will read the second one stanza. I got your letter and the birds. The maples never knew that you were coming. I declare how red their faces grew. But March, forgive me and all those hills you left for me to hew. There was no purple suitable. You took it all with you. Students, here you can see one word I have underlined with the red pen, that is maples. Basically maples are the trees that grow in the northern countries. Northern countries में एक तरीके के trees होते हैं जो वहाँ पे grow करते हैं. So this is called the maples. In the second stanza, Emily is telling March about what happened while he was away. This stanza really shows the emotions that Emily feels about March. So, in this stanza, you can see whatever emotions is developed in the heart of Emily. So, she is describing here. And in this poem are used to show that Emily was so overcome with emotions and she was barely able to speak. She described the red faces of maples trees. है ना, maples I have already just told you the meaning of the maples. So this image could be the changing of the season or it could be the red anger in the judging faces of society. So she described the red faces of maple trees. And this image could be the changing of the season or it could be the red anger in the judges' faces of society that would look at their affair in a bad way. How the society is taking the affair at a bad way. So she is just describing in this line. I got your letter and the birds, the maples never knew that you were coming. I declare how red their faces grew. So this line is showing the red faces of maple trees, है ना? Or the second one, this image could be the changing of the season. This can be the changing of the season, or the second one is could be the red anger in the judging face of society. So maple word is using here in a two way. First one is red faces of maple trees and the second one is anger face of society, the judging face of society. So here poet is using the maple in this sense. But March, forgive me, and all those hills you left for me to hew, there was no purple suitable, you look it all with you. And in these lines, Emily is telling about March, forgive me, and all those hills you left for me to hew. You have left for me, and please forgive me. There was no purple suitable. You look it all with you. It means here she overcome with emotions that she was barely able to speak, and she is emotional that Emily feels about March. Now I am reading the third one stanza. Who knows that April locked the door? I will not be pursued. He stayed away a year to call when I am occupied, but trifles look so trivial as soon as you have come that blame is just as dear as praise and praise as mere as blame. Students, here you can also see some words I have underlined by the red. These are the difficult words. Which one meaning I am telling you. The first I have used pursued. Pursued means chased. To chase someone means किसी का पीछा करना. To follow someone. And the second one is trifles. Trifles means things of little value. Little value जिस किसी चीज की हो. Trivial, not important, and the next one is mere, unimportant. This is also not called the important, means unimportant. So these are the difficult words. Which one meaning I will give you along with the notes. So basically the third stanza shows the end of the relationship between Emily and March. When April comes, March must leave. Emily's mood changes from being overcome with joy and she becomes extremely angry. When the time comes for him to leave, she chooses to blame April for March having to leave because it is easier for her to blame something that she does not love than the ones that she does love. It means whenever she just left the March has left her, and so she is comparing with her love. So whenever the March left and April is going to become, so she is blaming to the April. And April coming is most likely related to when Charles Wordsworth abruptly left Emily Dickinson and took a job at a church in San Francisco, California. And then she comes to the realization that the small things that March gave her seem even smaller now that she has gone. Students, now I will read the last two lines of this stanza. That blame is just as dear as praise and praise as mere as blame. It means, in the poem, which are similar in a lot of her poetry, tie together the theme of the poem. They are written that blame is just as dear as praise and praise as mere as blame. So they are using just two words here. One is praise and mere. So this blame is just as dear as praise and praise is as mere as a blame. What Emily is trying to convey is that she has come to the realization that as much as she loved the good things that March brings to her life, and she also hate him for taking that away. There is a saying that March comes in like a lion but leaves like a lamb. So the season of March comes in strong with heavy winds and cold weather, but it leaves with calmness. That is true in the relationship between the Emily and Charles Wordsworth and their love standard. And their love started a great, but then Wordsworth left her without much to remember. So basically this poem shows a range of poets' emotion. This poem is showing the range of poets' emotions. So here you can see in the stanza, with the coming of March, the poet is elated as she has met her very good friend after a long time. The poet personifies March as a person, which one I have already told you. She has March personified as a person, and she expresses delight and excitement upon his arrival, ask him to put down his hat and ask him various questions. In the first stanza we have read it. And then she exchanges news and expresses that she has missed her friend, but soon her mood change as April interrupt their conversation. है ना? Her mood have changed when the April comes. So, but she again regain her calm and she is so happy with the presence of the March. So we can say the poem shows the emotions of the poet because March was the friend of her. So that's why she is just expressing his emotions regarding his friend March. So student, this was the explanation of the poem. Now we will do some exercise related to the explanation. Students, now we will do some exercise related to the poem. The first question is, fill in the blanks. The poet assumed that March had dashed to her home. What the poet was assumed that March had come to her home. So we will fill here come. The second question is, the poet asked her visitor to follow her. Where she was saying? Upstairs. Which one we have read in the first stanza? Upstairs. Third one is, the poet mentions the color. Which one color poet mention here? Red and purple. So you can write here red and purple. Now the next question is, the poet said that April had stayed away for a year. This one also we have read in the poem. Now the next one is, once spring arrives, praise seems unimportant. So the last one is, once spring arrives, praise seems unimportant. Now we will discuss the question answer. How did the poet feel about March? So students, you can give the answer by your own also. The poet was very happy to see March, as if she was meeting a long lost friend. So she was very happy. The second question is, how did the poet already know that March was coming? So how the poet know March was going to become? Because the poet knew from the song of the birds. Because the birds were singing, that's why she knows March is going to be come. The third question is, why could the poet not find the right purple to color the hills? Why she says like this? Because she says that March has taken it away when he had left last time. Last time he had left there. So that's why she's she says that March has taken it away when he had left last time. The fourth question is, why was the poet annoyed with April? Why she was annoyed with April? Because she was annoyed with April for interrupting her conversation with March and also for staying away so long. That's why she is feeling annoying with the April. The last question is, what do the last 4 lines of the poem tells us about the poet's frame of mind? This one also I have discussed with you. In the last paragraph, in the last stanza, I have also discussed this line, these 2 lines. It tells us that the poet is so happy that praise or blame has no meaning for her, and she has become tolerant, happy and forgiving. Though she blames March for talking the purple hues, but then praise him for bringing them back. So in the last 2 lines, which one we have already discussed in the poem. So this one is the answer. These lines tell the answer of the question number 5. In the last, some extract have given. How out of breath you are. Why was the visitor out of breath? Because the visitor must have had a walk a long distance and therefore was out of breath. What was the visitor wearing? The visitor was wearing a hat, which one already we have read in the first stanza. Which 3 questions did the speaker ask immediately after this? The speaker asked after March's health and also of others, and asked if he had left nature is a good health. the last one question. How did the arrival of visitor make the speaker feel? Now you can give this answer. The speaker felt very happy and excited, and she was eager to have a conversation with him. Now I am reading the second stanza. There was no purple suitable. You look it all with you. What does the poet mean by these lines? So, the poet means that with March, the weather clears and the distant hills are no longer enveloped in clouds or mist. They reflect the sunlight and look purple. That's why they are looking purple. So, when March left, the purple of the hills could not be found anymore. The second question is, why was the poet looking for a suitable shade of purple? Because the poet was looking for a suitable shade of purple to color the hills. And what happened immediately after this? After this, what happened? Just at this point, April comes to knock on her door and interrupt their conversation. That's why she was feeling very angry. We have already just read in the poem also. She was very irritating because April interrupted the conversation of Emily and the March, which one she is describing in the poem. The poet is annoyed with April for being away for so long and then coming at a time when she was busy. And she did not want to talk to anyone else other than March. She don't want to talk with anyone else. Describe the mood of the poet expressed through these lines. So, in the last two lines, she expressed in these lines the nature of grievance, emotions, and as well as admiration of the March. And she is feeling the emotions with his friend, and she was describing her emotions because Charles Wordsworth was her friend. So that's why she is expressing her emotions towards Charles Wordsworth. So basically the poem Dear March, Come In is a poem written by Emily, and this poem is about Emily's love for the season of March and joy it brought to her, and she personifies March as if he were a friend. And March is mostly like Charles Wordsworth, I have already told you, and personifying the month of the March. And Emily is able to hide her relationship. She just don't want to tell about her relationship, so that's why she just trying to hide the relationship. And but she is able to relate her love of March to Wordsworth, who is knowing to be the great love of Emily's life. So these are the all three stanzas of this poem. The first one is start with the Dear March, Come In. This is the second one stanza, which one have start with I got your letter and the birds. And this is the third one and the last stanza of the poem will start with the question, who knows that April? Most of the difficult words have given in the last or the third stanza, which one I have already described. And again I am just telling you, the first one I have a word they have used in this last paragraph, last stanza, pursuit. Pursuit means to chase someone. Second one is trifles, it means things of little value. Trivial they have used, it means not important. And the last one they have used mere, it's also unimportant. So these are the difficult words. Meaning you can write or you can make the sentences. You can frame the sentence by your own. And in the second stanza you can see one word, maples, which one meaning also I will tell you. Already I told you, but again I am telling you the meaning of the maples. Basically maples are the tree that grows in the northern countries. Okay, these are the tree that one grows in northern countries, so that's why they are using the word maples here. And student, in the first stanza there is no difficult words, all are the simple words, you can understood. So basically this is the explanation of the poem. Dear March, Come In, written by Emily Dickinson. I hope you all have understood the story. Sorry, you all have understood the poem. Now you can write the summary. Thank you and have a nice day.